Alright, Shalom, Shalom. It's another GMS lesson coming back at you. Before I do get into this lesson, I want to start by giving our honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Next up, the honors to my apostles, elders, great millstone, who taught me the 100% truth of the Bible, and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth in our diligence and sincerity. So we're just going to jump right into a Lord willing edifying lesson, and we're going to get into, the day of the Lord.
All right. Let's dive right into it.
Go on, what you got?
Whatever you got first. You got Amos 5:18.
Come on. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 18. And it reads, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord."
Yeah, that's right. Because a lot of these people out here, majority of these people out here, they desire the day of so-called Jesus Christ, which that's not his name. You see, the true and living God is Yahweh Shai. You see? And a lot of people are desiring the day of Yahweh Shai. You see? But see, while these people are desiring the day of Lord Yahweh Shai to make his second return upon the face of the earth, they don't know what's in store for them. You see, 2/3 of our people don't know what's coming for them. These heathens don't know what's coming for them. You see, because they're thinking that when the Lord come back, everything's going to be all good. Everything's going to be all peaches and cream. You see? But it's not. Why? Because the majority of our people have been wicked on this side, man. You haven't been taking heed to the Lord's word. You haven't been taking heed to the prophet that the Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Shai set up. And you heathens, you're not going to receive salvation anyway. So woe unto you who are desiring the day of the Lord.
Reads on, verse 18. To what end is it for you?
That's right. But what end is the day of the Lord unto you? Again, if you're not the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, what end is the day of the Lord unto you? Destruction, death for you, and you heathens going into slavery. Read on.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
That's right. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. So Amos is telling us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Shai what this day of the Lord is going to be like. It's going to be darkness. Meaning what? It's going to be very bad out here, man. You see? We're coming to a point of time of no return, man. To where everything that the Lord said was going to happen these last days, according to scriptures, are going to happen. And these things, these prophecies, the Strong's G5480, brothers should know what we're talking about when we say that, by now. But the Strong's G5480, that's happening. You got the famine, coming into effect. The famine of the word coming into effect. Teeth of wild beasts will be out here in these streets, chewing and eating on people. These pestilence, these diseases are going to get worse. Hyperinflation. This place, America, is on its way out. So this place called America, you see, has nothing but bad times and evil ahead.
It reads on, verse 19, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him.
That's right. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him.
Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him.
That's right. And this is actually going to be happening. You see, during these bad times, these evils are only evils, you might actually be faced with all these different animals coming up against you. You see? But this is also going into our people, going from one situation, and then what? You might escape this situation, and then you come up against another situation. You see? You might come up against the Gurger troops, because our people can be faced with that. You might get away from the Gurger troops, martial law, but then what? You're going to come up against Teeth of wild beasts. You might happen to get away from that, but then what? You're going to come up against the famine of food and thirst. Pretty much, if one thing don't get you, something else worse is going to get you.
It reads on, verse 20, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light?
And that's a question. Read on.
Even very dark and no brightness in it?
And to answer that question is yes, man, the day of the Lord should be darkness. It should be bad and no light. And you see, there ain't going to be nothing good about the day of the Lord. Only to the hopeful elect, if we're that number, it's going to be good for us. Because what? The Lord's going to be dealing with us in this time. The Lord's going to be dealing with us in this time, Lord willing. But for the rest of you people, it's going to be dark. It's going to be bad for you, man. Because again, you're going to go from one bad situation to the next bad situation. You ain't gonna see no hope. You ain't gonna see no way out of this.
That's right.
That's it on that.
Got something.
Kind.
This is Joel chapter 2 verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
That's right, and that's exactly what we're doing. Zion represents you Israelites. So we're blowing that trumpet. You see, we're sounding that alarm to the holy mountains. That word holy means separate. So the separate mountains represents who? Again, you Israelites. This is who this message is for. This is who this warning is going out to. You see, we're out here to tell you that the day of the Lord is not going to be nothing nice. It's not going to be pretty, man.
Reads on, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
That's right. It's the day of the Lord is coming. And that's what we're saying week in and week out. That's what we're saying when we're doing these lessons all throughout the week. That the day of the Lord is coming. And it's nigh at hand, man. It's close. How do we know? 2nd Ezra 9 verse 1. We're measuring the times diligently within itself. We're watching the news. You see? We're seeing everything that's happening and the signs are there, man. The day of the Lord is going to be bad, man. The day of the Lord is going to be horrible. And if you're not of that hopeful elect number, because we can't stress it enough, because it is about the hopeful elect at the end of the day. If you're not of that number, man, you through in that day.
Yep.
Get bear with me. The day of the Lord coming, melt with fervent heat.
Okay, kind.
You know what I'm talking about?
2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10.
Kind.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
That's right. And how does a thief come? A thief catches you off guard. You see, a thief catches you when you're not paying attention. And most thieves come in the middle of the night when you're asleep. You see? Well, that's how the day of the Lord, Yahushua, making a second return, and even before he makes his return, these prophecies leading up to him making a return, that's how it's going to be. You know? These prophecies, all these destructions, all up until the Lord makes his second return back to the face of the earth, it's going to catch you people off guard, man. You see? You're never going to see it coming. And the majority of these people, if you look around, they can't tell. They don't see none of these things happening. They don't see none of these prophecies, the evils coming. Why? Because they're caught up into mirth. You see, they're in the house of feasting, as the scripture said. So when these things hit, it's gonna catch them off guard.
The reason in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
That's right. And the heavens talking about this devil eater so-called man's rulership. It's gonna pass away what? Great noise. By what? Those thermonuclear missiles, those 200 million warheads, was going to hit this place called America.
That's right. Reads on, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And everything is made up of elements, trees, grass, people, animals, buildings, you name it, man. It's going to melt with fervent heat. From that fire, again, that's going to come from those thermonuclear missiles.
The earth also, and the works that are therein, shall be burnt up.
That's right. So everything that you see is going to be burnt up, man.
You want me to read on that? Or?
Yeah, that was the point.
I got something.
Yep.
This is Isaiah. Well, actually, this is Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. It says I'm passing, and it reads, think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Right, so this is red letter, and this is the Lord saying in his own mouth that he ain't coming to send peace on earth. You got everybody talking about peace this and peace that. Man, everything's going to continue how it is. Ain't no bad coming. But the Lord said what? Think not. Don't think in your mind that I'm coming to send peace. If you got peace in your mind, you need to reevaluate your mindset, man. Because the Lord's not coming to send peace. He said what? He's coming to bring a sword. What is a sword? A sword is used for killing. So that's what the Lord is coming to do. He's coming to kill. He's coming to bring death. He's coming to bring destruction. You see? The Lord's coming to bring calamity after calamity. You see, a lot of you people are going to go through different trials and tribulations, man. You see, you're going to be faced with a lot of different temptations. You're about to be in dire, straight situations. This is the day of the Lord, man. This is what the day of the Lord is going to be like. This is what it consists of. So the ones of you thinking that when the Lord come back, everything is going to be all fine, and dandy, you sadly mistaken. You know, so that's pretty much our lesson. Lord willing, the hopeful let out there has been edified. You know, with that we say shalom.
Shalom.